everyone, today I am giving you information on the topic blindness. This one is the blindness part 9, in which I will explain you about the different causes of the blindness, out of which we will discuss here the childhood blindness. Next one is the refractive error and the low vision. What is the role of all these things in India? Now let's move to the childhood blindness. Currently there are about 2,70,000 blinds in India. Okay, these are the only children who are blind. They are about the 2,70,000. Common causes of blindness are the vitamin A deficiency. So these are the common causes. Vitamin A deficiency, we have already learned in the previous classes that vitamin A deficiency causes night blindness. Okay, so this takes place in the children also. ROP means retinopathy of the prematurity. It takes place in those children whose premature birth takes place. So their retina is also under development. So that disease is known as retinopathy of prematurity. Sometimes the retina remains premature. Okay, so this one is again the cause of childhood blindness, retinopathy of prematurity. Next one is the injuries. Sometimes injuries takes place in small children, so this becomes the reason of the childhood blindness. Next one is the conjunctivitis. Conjunctivitis is basically the inflammation of conjunctiva as it moves to the various stages, stage 2, stage 4, then it gives blindness to a child. Congenital cataract. Some children get born with the cataract. That condition is known as a congenital cataract. And the childhood glaucoma. So glaucoma is a condition in which the pressure of the eye increases and the peripheral vision becomes losses by the person. Okay, so all these are the diseases which are responsible for the childhood blindness if they takes place in the children. Next one, what is the aim? The aim is to eliminate avoidable causes of blindness by the year 2020. Okay, so let's move to the strategies and the activities. First one is detection of eye disorder. If any person have any kind of eye disorder, then their detection is very important. Identification of early childhood disorders, which are the refractive error. Refractive error consists of myopia, hypermetropia, astigmatism, etc. Next one is the squint. Squint is basically the misalignment of the eyes. Okay, and the amblyopia. Amblyopia is a kind of condition in which the person have the two eyes. Okay, so one eye becomes the better eye and the another eye's vision becomes low. Okay, so the person always use the better eye and the another eye becomes the lazy eye. So this condition is known as amblyopia. When the refractive error is not corrected time to time, then the person becomes amblyopic. Next one, corneal diseases. So how we will detect the corneal diseases? At the time of primary immunization. Next one is the at the school entry. When the child starts going to school, then once the vision should be checked. Okay, periodic checkup every 3 years for the normal and the every year for those who have defect. Periodic checkup should be done in every 3 years. After every 3 years, periodic normal checkup should be done by an ophthalmologist or an optometrist for the normal person, and every year for those who have defects, and have to always maintain and keep the records of the eye so that they will help a lot. Next one is preventable childhood blindness. Okay, prevention of xerophthalmia. Xerophthalmia is basically a dryness which takes place in the children, dry eyes. Sometimes Steven Johnson syndrome takes place. So prevention of xerophthalmia. Next one is prevention of early treatment of trachoma by active intervention. So in this case we have to prevent the early treatment of the trachoma. When the trachoma is detected, then early treatment should be given so that it will not move to the further stages and cause the blindness. As soon as we find the trachoma, as soon as the treatment will get started. Refractive errors to be corrected at the primary eye care center. Refractive errors are the basically minus power, plus power, and the compound number plus minus both. Astigmatism, myopia, hypermetropia. So these refractive errors should be corrected at the primary eye care centers. Childhood glaucoma is to be treated promptly. Okay, proper follow-up should be there after 6 months, after 1 year, as told by the glaucoma specialist. Harmful traditional practices need to be avoided. Okay, harmful traditional practices, sometimes we will take the home remedy for some things, so that it will cause more and more problematic for the children to live their life. Next one, prevention of ROP by proper screening. Proper screening should be done in the early age after the 10 to 12 days of the birth for the retinopathy of the prematurity. So proper screening should be done so that we will prevent the retinopathy of the prematurity and do the proper treatment time to time. Next one is curable childhood blindness. Curable childhood blindness caused due to the cataract, okay, which we can cure. These are those childhood blindness which one can cure. So curable childhood blindness due to the cataract, retinopathy of prematurity, corneal opacity, and the other causes are taken care by the experts at the secondary, at the tertiary level, at the eye care services. Okay. So the targets include establishment of pediatric ophthalmology units in India. Pediatric are the child specialists. Okay. So child specialist units should be established in the India. Establishment of refraction services and the low vision centers. More and more refraction services should be established and more low vision centers should be established. When the person get to know about all these things, then he or she will move to the higher centers also. Now, refractive error and the low vision. What is the role of refractive error as well as the low vision in causes of blindness? Now, according to the RAAB conducted in the 2006 and 2007, refractive errors included uncorrected aphakia were responsible for 6.3% of the blindness and 35.6% of the low vision. Okay. Now, aphakia is basically the absence of crystalline lens. While doing the cataract surgery, the old lens or the natural lens should be removed and the new lens will not be placed at that area. Okay. So the person becomes blind, which is responsible for the 6.3%. They have not put the new lens or the artificial lens by removing the another lens. Okay. So uncorrected aphakia's percentage was 6.3% and it caused the blindness and the low vision, which is about 35.6%. So this was the. Now next move to the target. To combat the refractive error and the low vision, following targets have been set up in India. These targets are set up in India. So let's see, refraction services to be available in all the primary health centers. Refraction services, proper refraction services should be provided at the all primary health centers. Availability of low cost, everything should be given at the low cost. Good quality of spectacles should be provided. Good quality of contact lens should be provided if needed for the children to be ensured. Low vision services centers to be established. This was the end. Thanks for your patience listening.